Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls. Welcome to today's video. My name is Ahmed or Bigak, and Salamu Alaikum. Today's video is going to be very simple. This video is going to be about how every single prophet throughout time in history is Muslim. And yes, they are Muslim. And I'm going to explain why they're Muslim. A lot of people get very aggravated when Muslims say this. Why? How is Jesus and Moses a Muslim if Islam came after? Okay, we're going to break this down for you. How was Jesus a Christian if Christianity came after? How was Moses a Jew if Judaism came after, right? So this is a very important topic for us. And why is this a very important topic? And this is why Muslims believe that they have the right religion and they believe in the right religion. Because Muslims don't follow necessarily just the Prophet Muhammad. This is not how Islam works. In Islam, we are told not to put any prophet over the other prophet. And each prophet was sent at a specific time for a specific people for a specific reason. Multiple prophets throughout history were given revelations directly from God, meaning Jesus did not follow Christianity or man-made religion. Jesus followed God. He was given direct revelation from God. Jesus spoke that revelation and people followed. Okay? Meaning Jesus was the religion. Okay? Moses, same thing. Moses was the religion. Adam was the religion. King David, Prophet David was the religion. Prophet Muhammad was the religion. Okay? So these prophets are what we call Muslims. Okay? Why do we call them Muslims? We call them Muslims because the word Muslim, okay, I'm going to switch over, means submitter. Submitter. And who do they submit to? Okay? Why do we call them Muslim and not Christian or Jewish? We call them Muslim because they're submitters. And they're submitters to who? God and God Almighty. The word Islam also means submission or surrender. So who are you submitting or surrendering to? Now, if I say you're Muslim or you're Islamic, that just means you submit. You submit your will. Now, who are you submitting your will to? God. Who's God? Allah. Now, a lot of people like to say Allah isn't God. Allah is a moon god, and it's pagan, and it's this, and it's that. But let's go back to second grade, and we're gonna learn English, okay? The same way English words are split, right? Like in two is in and two put together. You get what I'm saying? It's the same way how Arabic works. So we're going to break down the word Allah real quick so you guys can understand what the word Allah means. Because Allah is the closest thing to God that you're getting. Okay? Al. So we're going to break it down into two parts. Al and La. Al means the. And La means God. The is a title to singularize a word. So it's not plural anymore. So when I say the God of war, the God of this, the God of that, I'm the God of Call of Duty, I'm the God of Fortnite. Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayk. When you say these things, you can use multiple gods. You're taking the title of God, and then you're able to just move it around wherever you want and however you want. That is so disrespectful. That is a breach of the commandments, and that is a horrible thing to do. Where the word Allah means the God. You can't be Allahs. Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayk. There can't be multiple Allahs because it's already singularized itself in the word. It is the God. If I am the boss, there's no other boss. If I'm the teacher, there's no other teacher. If I'm the mom, there's no other mom. If I'm the God, there's no other God. It is singularized. That means there's only one God. So for anyone that says Muslims believe in a different God, no, you believe in a different God. Muslims believe in the God and only the God of the creation of all things. If we might have a different viewpoint of it than you, that may be okay, but it's not a different God. I wasn't created by a different God than you. Just because you're black or he's Asian and he's Hindu and you're Christian does not mean that we were created in a different factory. We were created in the same factory by the same creator. And that is Allah. If you don't like the word, you don't like the word. I can care less. But the word Allah has been around way longer than the word God. Okay? The word Allah means the God. So I don't care who or what someone wanted to attach this word to, you can't. For you to say Allah as a pagan statue, you can't. For you to say Allah is this, you can't. Because Allah has already been defined as the God. So if there's only one God, then that is a God that is greater than everything. So for you to come in and say Allah's not this or Allah's not that, you can't do that because you have a concept where you think the word God can be used in multiple sources. Jesus is God. Zeus is the god of thunder. Like, no. There is no other God than God. How disrespectful. And this is why a lot of people who don't understand or conceptualize what Islam is or are Muslim, they don't understand that Allah cannot be changed or shape-shifted. But in their own heads, they think that the word God is a plural word. Like they could just use it wherever they want for multiple things. Gods, 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 gods. No, there's no such thing as gods. There's no such thing as any of that. There's no, you cannot take the word God and then move it anywhere else but one place. And this is why Muslims, when I say Muslims now, I mean followers of modern day religion of Islam where we have the Quran. Okay? And it's very hard for someone to conceptualize the difference between the person who follows the Quran and is a follower of the Prophet Muhammad and follows the modern day religion of Islam and someone who's just called a Muslim, right? Because like I said, Jesus was a Muslim, but Jesus didn't have the Quran and Jesus wasn't following the Prophet Muhammad, but Jesus was a Muslim. Why was Jesus a Muslim? Because he is a submitter. Who is he submitter to? To the God. Do you understand? So this is what makes Jesus a Muslim. No, Jesus didn't follow modern day religion of Islam, but Jesus was a Muslim. He submitted his will to God. He was given revelation by God, and he taught the people that. So as Muslims, we believe every single prophet from the end to the beginning of time were all Muslim. They all followed Islam. They all followed the idea of submission or surrendering their self and their life to God. They're all submitters. And they only followed the God. They did not follow a God that can be 18 different things. They followed the God, the one and only God, the creator of all things, the one who created the world, the skies, the oceans, the whales. And that's how it works. So when you hear Muslims say, he's Muslim or you're Muslim, or the prophets were Muslim, please do not get upset because you don't understand or you may not have the knowledge to understand. I'm breaking down these words for you guys. You get what I'm saying? If I go Christianity, it's a religion based on the person or teachings of Jesus of Nazareth. So you can be Christian and follow the teachings of Jesus of Nazareth, right? And submit yourself to one God. That makes you Muslim. It makes you Muslim. In the Quran, it talks about how Muslims are going to make it to heaven. And it doesn't just talk about people who follow the Quran, but it talks about Christians and Jews and righteous people. How they'll have no fear and no grievance on the day of judgment. And that's because they're Muslim. They've submitted their will to God. God has guided them. Maybe God didn't guide them all the way to become a follower of, the religion of Islam and pray 5 times a day. But you know what? Not everyone lives so long. Everyone has a different route. Everyone has a different path. And God is all gracious. God is all merciful. This is why we say that we're Muslims. We call ourselves Muslims because we're proud to be Muslims. As a Christian, you should be proud to be Muslim. As a Jew, you should be proud to be Muslim. You're submitting yourself to the one and only God like the prophets did. And that's how it works. So I'm going to leave it off here. I want to keep it as basic as possible. Thank you guys for coming in today. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below. A Muslim is someone who submits their will to God. Allah is the only God, the one and only God. If you want to know what Jesus called God in Aramaic, you're more than welcome to do a quick Google search. It's just like the word Allah, sounds exactly like the word Allah, and it is a Semitic breakdown of 2 words put together that means the God. So just to let you guys know, Jesus himself, all of the prophets themselves, they worshipped Allah. They worshipped the God and the one and only God. The one and only God. They didn't follow a person. They didn't follow the prophet behind them. They got revelation from God, and they followed God, and they taught the people what God was relaying to them through their ear. Just remember that. Be careful out there. Love you all. God bless you. Free Palestine.